We're here today with Dave Gobbets, former U.S. Air Force and federal agent and author of Muslim Mafia, Inside the Secret Underworld That's Conspiring to Islamize America, published in 2008. Dave, Islam is supposed to be the religion of peace. How could any mosque be considered dangerous in America?
Well, first of all, people really need to understand that Islam is not peaceful, it's not loving, it's not caring, and it's based on my work within Islam and going to mosques for over 40 years, since the 1970s. There's nothing within Islam that advocates love and caring for non-Muslims. You have child marriages, you have physical jihad and other factors which are stressed in each and every mosque well above the love and peace for the world.
You've been in 375 mosques in the U.S. What have you found overall, and based on what?
I've found in 375 mosques in the U.S. and over 100 mosques outside of the U.S. that they have material, and I never used the Quran as my evidence because that's 1,400 years ago, but they have current material advocating what I just mentioned, child marriages, advocating killing Christians and Jews anywhere throughout the world, advocating physical jihad, terrorism throughout the world, and to have an Islamic Ummah nation under Sharia law in place, not just in the Middle East, but in America and in Israel and all through the world, an Islamic Ummah under Sharia law.
Well, anybody can write a pamphlet. How authoritative are these materials that you're finding inside U.S. mosques?
When I find the materials in 90% of the mosques, and most of the materials are stamped from Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, and for the Shia, Iran, most of these materials are very authoritative. They are accepted by the Islamic scholars throughout the world and endorsed by essentially their headquarters for the Sunni, Saudi Arabia.
How do you get inside these mosques? Are you a Muslim?
I'm not a Muslim. I've did 5 conversions, pseudo-conversions into Islam, but I've studied Islam for 40 years. I'm an Arabic linguist. I am essentially Sharia compliant, and that is that I know Sharia, I know how to dress in Sharia, I understand wudu, the cleansing of the body. So when I go into a mosque, I understand in essentially Islam as well as the majority of the Muslims in the mosque. So I fit in. I have no problems going into a mosque. I'm very comfortable.
Well, you rate many American mosques as dangerous. How concerned should the general public be?
The general public should be very concerned. When I rate them dangerous or extremely dangerous, I am saying essentially that they are a terrorist sleeper cell, and when the time comes when they get the call for action, some form of jihad, it's going to be carried out in America. It's not going to be carried out just against one political party. It's going to be carried out against all non-Muslims throughout America. They should be very, very concerned.
You were asked to evaluate mosques in Pensacola, Florida after the shooting at the Naval Station. You found them to be extremely dangerous. And what is that based on?
That's based on the material that I found in the mosque, talking with some of the Islamic leaders and some of the worshipers and putting it all together. I've got about 26 factors that I look at, Sharia compliance, and this mosque, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, would be very proud of the mosque in Pensacola. So the Saudi terrorists who attended these mosques, the one that killed and murdered the innocent people at the naval station, It was no surprise except to the media and senior law enforcement. But if you go to these mosques, you were trained essentially to do exactly what the Saudi terrorists did, and that is to kill innocent people.
So let's be very clear. Are you saying there is a proven connection between the Saudi shooter and the Pensacola mosques?
My understanding is that this individual, the Saudi shooter, attended these two mosques that I went to in Pensacola, and that's why I was asked by locals to go there.
You've done a lot of work on American mosques. Where can people go to learn more information?
I have a new site coming out within the next 2 weeks, and it's called America's Civil War Rising, RISING.org. America's Civil War Rising.org.
Very good. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.